A very good morning to you, good afternoon, and good evening, depends on where you are watching from. My name is Moses, and this is Prime Media Studios, and this is the newspaper review for the 26th of July 2023. First of all, we would like to thank all those who have subscribed to our channels and all those who turned on their notifications as well to get notified anytime we are online. Thank you to all our followers, and we say we love you. We'll be starting with the Punch newspaper this morning. The top story there says Emefiele on Emefiele's case. Lawyers condemn DSS. Warders clash as family protest rearrest. Lawyers condemn DSS. Warders clash as family protest rearrest. FG uncovers 1,617 civil servants with fake employment letters. FG uncovers 1,617 civil servants with fake employment letters. A news following that says probe PDP's alleged forward attack on Atiku. APC urges DSS. Probe PDP's alleged forward attack on Atiku. APC urges DSS. Sit at home, Enugu seals 106 shops and 2 banks. Enugu seals 106 shops and 2 banks. FG will transform food systems with $500 million, says Shettima. FG will transform food systems with 500 million dollar rather. Reps charge NEC to stop estimated billing. Reps charge NEC to stop estimated billing. The news following that says Nigerians demand reforms as Tinubu summit ministerial list. Nigerians demand reforms as Tinubu summit ministerial list. Also, CBN lifts ban on Bamboo, NairaBet, Aboki FX, and 437 accounts. CBN lifts ban on Bamboo, NairaBet, Aboki FX, 437 accounts. PSG to offer Osinwe 43 billion naira. PSG to offer Osinwe 43 billion naira. CBN vows to tackle forex pressure, raises lending rate. CBN vows to tackle forex pressure, raises lending rate. Jaye Law, ignore calls from apology, Soyinka tells Davido. Ignore calls for apology, Soyinka tells Davido. Recall that the musician posted the video of his signee, and then the Muslims frowned at it and said that he should apologize for, using their prayer style and also their costume for different for secular music and all of that. So he was told to bring down the video. He brought it down, and they still said he should, apologize. So Professor Wole Soyinka is coming now to tell Davido to Jaye Law that they should ignore calls from the Muslims for that apology. And that's about Punch. Let us now move on to Vanguard. The top story still remains that DSS men prisons officials in free for all over Emefiele. DSS men prisons officials in free for all over Emefiele. And that you can find at the top story. Recall that Emefiele's arraignment yesterday led to his bail conditions, 20 million naira and one shorty of like some. So he was supposed to be reprimanded in Ikoyi prison before his bail conditions were met. But right now the the DSS wants to rearrest him yesterday, wanted actually to rearrest him yesterday. And the NCS men are saying that no, you cannot rearrest him. He will be put in our custody until bail conditions are met. DSS says no. And they have handled the president of the, NCS, which is really not good. If you see the incident yesterday, you wouldn't have, you'll be ashamed of your great country, Nigeria, and that of the misbehavior of the DSS. We'll get that in the top story when we come back online. A news following that says breaking news: NLC issues August 2nd as nationwide strike notice. NLC issues August 2nd nationwide strike notice. It is well. Tinubu in seclusion. I'll send list of ministerial nominees within 48 hours. I'll send list of ministerial nominees within 48 hours to the Senate here. A news following, I said, Nollywood actors plan to storm America for International Film Festival. Nollywood actors plan to storm America for International Film Festival. Akwa Ibom Assembly clears all government ENOS commissioners, SA nominees. Akwa Ibom Assembly clears all governor ENOS commissioners and special advisors nominees. Governorship Tribunal, 4 more witnesses testify alleged irregularities in Sule's re-election. Reviewed, 88% of Nigerian startups are in Lagos. 88% of Nigerian startups are in Lagos. Subsidy removal, we are not ready for tariff increase, says NCC. We are not ready for tariff increase, says NCC. That's that about Vanguard. Let us now move on to the Nation. The Nation here says, the top story there says, Tinubu Moore's son, ex-governors, technocrats, and others. Tinubu Moore's son, ex-governors, technocrats, and others. That's Tinubu. A news following that says, cash surge in full into economy forces interest rate hike. Cash surge into economy forces interest rate hike. Atiku PDP confused. President tells tribunal. Atiku PDP confused. President tells tribunal. NERC discos fine-tune tariffs hike plan. NERC discos fine-tune tariffs hike plan. President meets Adamu and Omisore. President meets Adamu and Omisore. That's it. If you want to get more on the Nation, go to their outlets and get more details of these headlines. Now let us move on to channels. Channel says NBA slams DSS Correctional Service, 6 punishment for officers. NBA slams DSS Correctional Service, 6 punishment for officers. Outrageous, indefensible GT Ogunye slams DSS over court scuffle for Emefiele's rearrest. UK court orders Ibori's lawyer to pay €28 million. UK court orders Ibori's lawyer to pay €28 million. That's pounds. Governor Abiodun meets with Obasanjo, says Nigeria lost 4 trillion naira annually on subsidy. Governor Abiodun meets with Obasanjo, says Nigeria lost 4 trillion naira annually on subsidy. Federal government will transform agro value chain with $500 million, says Shettima. Federal government will transform agro value chain with $500 million, says Shettima. Microsoft Google beat earnings expectations amid AI frenzy. Microsoft's Google beat earnings expectations amid AI frenzy. Resident doctors embark on indefinite strike. Resident doctors embark on indefinite strike. That's a sad one. That is that about that. Let us now move on to Daily Trust. Top story on Daily Trust says Emefiele rearrested over terrorism as CSOs lawyers slam DSS. Emefiele rearrested over terrorism as CSOs lawyers slam DSS. Suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, was rearrested on Tuesday by operatives of the Department of State Services after he was cleared in courts, and he was to meet his bail conditions. That's that about Emefiele. 48 hours to deadline. Tinubu yet to send ministerial list to National Assembly. 48 hours to deadline. Tinubu yet to send ministerial list to National Assembly. Reason secondary school fees are soaring. Reason secondary school fees are soaring. Benue teachers threaten strike over mass demotion. Benue teachers threaten strike over mass demotion. Yobe trains 76 workers in government policies implementation. Yobe trains 76 workers in government policies implementation. Boko Haram says security beefed up at Atiku's residence. Security beefed up at Atiku's residence. Sokoto evacuate 4-year-old refuse dump at Kangiwa Square. Sokoto evacuate 4-year-old refuse dump at Kangiwa Square. Family of woman beaten to death in Oka Hotel petitions police. Family of woman beaten to death in Oka Hotel petitions police. And that's that about the Daily Trusts. Last but not the least, the Daily Sun, the Sun Nigeria. Top story that says NLC mobilizes for nationwide strike over fuel subsidy removal. NLC mobilizes for nationwide strike over fuel subsidy removal. We're about to see what happened in 2012 when Jonathan was in power. We're about to witness another looming strike and protests in this country when we were back then in 2012 when Jonathan was in power and everyone was really calling out Jonathan's government not to remove fuel subsidy. But it has been removed, and now another nationwide strike is looming. Government, take charge and make sure that the will of the people is met. A news following that says INEC submits crucial documents under tribunal's sub poena as Ombugbado's petition progresses. Bauchi police chief warns criminals to stay clear of state. Bauchi's police chief warns criminals to stay clear of state. NLC mobilizes for nationwide strike over fuel subsidy removal. We'll send that again. Emefiele rearrest unacceptable, says ACJ HR. ACJ HR. Why we increase staff salary, Wema Bank. Why we increased staff salary. And that's not about that for the Sun, Daily Sun, Nigeria. All of that you can find on their online on-site or their physical shops nationwide. You could get the details there, or you could log on to www.vanguard/vanguardnews.com. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Moses, and see you in the next hour for the big story. Goodbye.